Hello, welcome to Restorative Yoga. Stephen, welcome to my channel. And for today's practice, I've got a bolster and a blanket. But you could use a pillow if you don't have a bolster or like a rolled up sleeping bag, maybe. And you could do this practice without a blanket if you don't have a blanket. And a yoga mat, you could always use carpeting if you don't have a yoga mat. I thought we'd get started in a supported child's pose. So I've got the blanket for under the knees, and the bolster for under the torso. Now, you could unopen the blanket even further to protect the knees. This needs to be wide enough for me. And then you take the bolster between the knees. On your way down, you're taking your glasses off. You can turn your head to one side for a while, and we'll switch to the other side. After a while, maybe bring the eyes to a close. I've got my hands like underneath the bolster to give the bolster a little more height. Turning your attention to your breath. And just finding your natural breath. You don't have to change your breath in any way. Noticing your inhale. Noticing your exhale. And if the mind wanders away to plans for later, just gently steer it back to your breath. And while we're here, still staying aware of the breath, seeing if we can expand the awareness to include the physical body. So just giving yourself a little bit of a body scan from the head to the toes. Noticing any of the sensations in the body. Perhaps noticing the sense of comfort or discomfort in this posture. Noticing anything going on. Maybe just your skin's reaction to the temperature in the room. Definitely noticing your energy level. Noticing anywhere in your body where you might be holding tension. Seeing if you can let that go. And we'll turn our head to the opposite direction now. Might be a little harder to hear me. I'll try to talk louder. So we're about halfway through our time in this posture. Start trying to stay present and aware. And continuing to witness the breath, witnessing the sensations in the body. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Simply to be. Maybe the knees open out a little wider, the longer you're in the pose. Simply noticing the inhale and noticing the exhale. Continuing to scan the body. Continuing to witness the breath. And before you fall asleep, getting to deepen the breath. Taking deeper inhales and deeper exhales. And slowly try to head back to the center as you walk the hands in. The knees a little bit more at the hips. Maybe pushing the bolster a little bit further away. And just taking some cats and cows here. And just gently going through the 6 movements of the spine. Gently twisting to one side and the other. Leaning to one side and the other. And then we'll come to stillness, hands and knees. We're just going to bring the upper outer left leg and the left hip to the bolster, and the right knee to the left foot. And we're just going to take a little gentle twist here using the bolster. Walking the hands forward. You can even grab a block that's nearby and bring it underneath. And then you can turn your head so that your right cheek's on it, but you don't need to want to straighten your neck. This is a deep enough twist without doing that. And wind the head down. Maybe bringing the eyes to a close again. And again, just turning your awareness to your breath. Back to noticing your inhale. Noticing your exhale. And this right elbow is like hovering off the floor along the ground. And you have another blanket nearby, maybe have another bolster nearby. You can bring it over. Just put something under there so that arm can relax as much as the other arm. As you turn your attention to your breath. As you stay present and aware, still on your mat, not worrying about the future, not thinking about the past. Letting everything go. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do, simply to be. Still scanning the body for sensations. Noticing everything that might be going on without attraction or aversion. Without judgment. Simply being aware. And again, if the mind wanders away, which it will, that's what it likes to do, just gently bring it back. Back to the body, back to the breath. Maybe the body inspires you to shift a little bit. Maybe you're perfectly fine where you are, but maybe it feels a little better to shift the hips to the left a little bit. I don't know, maybe to the right. And snuggle back in onto the bolster. And turn back to that good intention of finding some restoration. So you perpetually scan the body, staying aware of the breath. And again, before you fall asleep, beginning to deepen the breath, taking a deeper inhale, deeper exhale, just slowly drawing the hands a little bit more under the shoulder. Just beginning to blossom the spine back at the vertical. Maybe just turning towards the back end of your mat, lengthening the legs out for a little Bandhasana. Just rolling the shoulders back, dropping the head to the right, chin to the center, head to the left, and then back again. And I'm just going to take it on the other side. So just bringing the right hip to the bolster, right outside the right thigh to the bolster, bending that left knee into the right foot. And walking the hands to opposite sides of the bolster before finding your way down. And again, maybe bring in another blanket or pillow or a book under the left elbow this time, so that you can fully just rest and restore on this side as well. And again, it might be harder to hear me, but we're just doing the same thing as we were doing before. We're just continuing to scan the body and listen to the breath. Settling in. Noticing if there's a part of the body that can let go a little more. Again, you can readjust. You don't have to stay in the pose where you found it. You're not a statue. You can adjust. You get still again after you've adjusted. And just continuing to scan the body. Continuing to stay in the moment and just listening to your breath. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do, simply to be. And then again, before you fall asleep, we'll begin to deepen the breath Taking a deeper inhale. A deeper exhale. Start walking the hands down. Coming over the hands and knees just for a moment. We're sitting up into a hero's posture. Just shifting back for a moment. Just checking in there with the reverberation in the body for the two sides. Noticing what's going on before we move on to our next pose, which will be a subtle inversion. All right. So for this inversion, it's not really much of an inversion. I mean, you're barely. But anytime where the heart is over the head is an inversion, so this will count. You can do it with one bolster. The bolster's going to be sort of where the legs are, and then you have the blanket where the head is, or where the shoulder, where the torso is, and then the head sort of draped off the end of the blanket. But if you have two bolsters, you can put them both there. We've got two here, might as well use them. And again, move the blanket a little farther forward. That'll be for the torso. And then the head will come off the end. And then you just have to gracefully find your way with the hips at each bolster, the legs on the bolster. Again, scooting forward a little more. And then the head is off the blanket. Scoot a little farther. So it just feels perfect. And it can be adjusted with the props until it feels just right. There. So now the heart is maybe a millimeter or two over the head. And again, just turning your awareness back to your breath. Noticing the effects this pose has on the breath, but not trying to change the breath in any way. Simply noticing the inhale. Noticing the exhale. Noticing the effects of the slight reversal of gravity here. Staying present and aware. Still, there's nothing to do but to be. Surrendering to that universal awareness of everything that's going on in your body, in your mind. Anything that you might be hearing in this moment, letting it help to ground you here on the mat, on your bolsters, or on your blanket, in your body. Allowing yourself to just be. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Simply to be. If the mind wanders away, that's okay. It wanders away, making a to-do list. Just gently bring it back. Make that to-do list later. Noticing the length of your inhale. Noticing the length of your exhale. Simply riding the waves of your respiration as you melt into your props. into the gravity of the earth. And if your mind has wandered away, just gently bring it back into the body as you deepen the breath. Taking a deeper inhale and a deeper exhale. Imagining bringing movement to the fingers and the toes. And wiggling the fingers and the toes. Ankles, wrists, give them a wiggle too. Just ever so gently dropping the head to the left and the right. And slowly making your way over to your favorite side, either the right or the left. Fetal position, seating pose, pose of new beginning. Just hanging out here for a moment or two. Check Checking in with the breath. Noticing if the breath has shifted since the beginning of class. And checking in with the sensations in the body. Noticing if they have shifted. And you feel ready. No need to rush. Keep your eyes closed maybe for a moment longer. Just gonna find our way up. Sukhasana for an easy seated pose. Crisscross applesauce with the legs. As the spine is tall, shoulders are relaxed. Bring the palms of the hands together to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And just take a deep breath here through the nose. And follow with a deep exhale through the mouth. Slowly opening the eyes. Thanks for coming to Restorative Yoga. Again, I'm Steven. If you like this video, click the like button, and otherwise have a great evening and hope to see you again soon. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Have a great night.